Check, check, check. I'm gonna have to do a quick video for a class that I'm taking. And my goal of this little talk is to inform the audience of the joys of being a parent. To inform the audience of the joys of being a parent. I wanted to start with some statistics from the Center for Disease Control that I happened to find. And there are multiple places to look up stats, right? Some of these stats that I pulled up from the Center for Disease Control. This is a 2021 census on some data about childbirth. In 2021, the birth rate was 11 per 1,000 people. The fertility rate is 56.3 births per 1,000 women between the ages of 15 and 44. Percent born with low birth weight is 8.52%. Percent born premature is 10%. Percent that are unmarried, meaning the percentage of children born to unwed parents, 40%. And the mean age at first birth, so the average age for a first child is 27. For a woman, first childbirth, the average age is 27. Now, there are many places where you can research birth rates. Also on here as well as you can look up congenital birth defects and death rate, as well as complicated births. There's stats for all these types of things, right? And there are multiple sources and places to find these. A good starting point for a lot of things, in my opinion, is the Center for Disease Control. But what this doesn't tell you, what statistics cannot tell you, is the joys that you can experience from being a parent. Let me give you an example. My child, there's a swimming pool right down the road over here. Last year, he's grown a lot in the last year, but last year, you remember when you were a child, and it's like if you go to an amusement park, something like this, there's a line. You remember the line? And you have to be, if you're this tall, you can ride this ride. If you're this tall, you can get on this water slide. If you're this tall, I remember when I was a kid, you can go off the high dive as a child. I remember that. And so my son, with his hair sticking up, was just tall enough to ride this water slide. Now, he was too afraid to go by himself. So I went up with him. It's a pretty significant slide. And so you have to go up these stairs, get to the top, and then I put him in my lap, and he and I went down for the first time together, down the water slide. And it's that kind where your stomach comes up into your chest for just a second, right? And then you hit the water and you slow down. And the lifeguard blew the whistle on me, and it was just like, hey, you can't go down more than one at a time. You have to go one by one. My son wanted to go again, but he was too afraid. And I said, son, I can't go with you. I'm not allowed on the slide at the same time. So go ahead, buddy. You can go up to the top and go down. So he goes up to the top, and he stands there, and he looks at the slide, and he can't do it. He comes walking back down the stairs, and he's super bummed because he wants to try again. And so I get down on his level, and I'm just coaching him. Son, you can do this. You're able. I'll be right here at the bottom to catch you. You can go, buddy. Do it, type of thing. And so he goes back up top of the stairs, and he stares at it for a while. There's like a tunnel there, and then he launches himself down this tube, and then down the slide. And he loved it. He went by himself. And after that point, I couldn't keep him off the slide. He wanted to keep going. He probably went a dozen times that day. And it was amazing watching him overcome something that he was afraid of. And that's one of the joys when you get to be the coach that helps him get through something to go to the next level, let's say. And that's a small example, but it's a good example of one of the joys of seeing your child or children move on to something and get past something, get through something. It's a real joy. One of the other things I wanted to mention was just recently watching my son do math homework. Not a strong subject for me, and I imagine I have a few more short years of being able to help him with his math homework, and at that point, um, he may need a tutor. I'm not the guy for that math stuff, but I'll help as long as I can. Anyway, I help him where he needs it, and it's a lot of fun to watch him. But it's fun to see him progress as a parent, seeing your child progress in reading, writing, and getting better at things and doing like math is a great example to watch him and help him where I can and how he needs it. I don't hover over his shoulder and constantly watch him do it, make sure he's doing it right, but I do help him when he needs it. And that's a great joy to see your child learn as they're getting older. It's to me it was significant. Okay. Um, One of the other things that I really enjoy with being a father, I only have one child, but what I'm able to witness and observe has been quite fantastic. Um, Watching my son build Legos. He's in that age and that stage, I think we all did, where we liked Legos when we were a kid. And it's great to be, I just got another Lego set from the other day. To watch him use the manual, this is learning, right? So he's learning to use the manual. He can see the shapes. He picks out those shapes and puts them together how they're supposed to. And I was quite surprised at the complexity of some of these Lego sets that I didn't have the patience for as a kid. But he is dialed in and he's very focused when he has those sets, right? And so it's so much fun to watch his learning progress in different ways. Whether it be learning that he can overcome something like a scary water slide, he can be disciplined enough to do his homework, and he's learning in school, which is amazing. And then watch him take up something on his own, like Lego sets, that he could, in theory, build whatever he wanted according to however he wanted to put something together. But to see him learned enough and disciplined enough to follow manuals to make a specific thing that it's supposed to be is a real joy. I'm going to keep this short because we're just at 7 minutes here. I think raising a child is the best tool, and I say that word specifically, the best tool to prevent from selfishness and to learn discipline, self-discipline, and character is being a parent and raising a child like this. I think to put another human being before yourself so that you can create a good parenting-child bond has been just an absolute joy for me. And that's part of the reason why the joys of being a parent for me. Thank you.